It's lock-in season. You can tell I cut all my hair off. Brand new buzz. So let's lock in and revive your clothing brand's ad account. If you hear anything that's going on in the background, it's because my girlfriend's cooking some dinner, and she's got the TV going on in the kitchen. So in this video, we're going to revive your clothing brand's ad account. And for a lot of people, I know that since Andromeda just hit everyone's accounts, it's been Wild West on like what is actually working for clothing brands and how to, get the same results they were getting with meta ads before. And I know that there are a lot of brands out there that were doing well, or at least well enough on meta, and then now all of a sudden they're not getting the same result. And so I'm going to help revive your meta ad account and just give you those results back so that we can start scaling again. Now, before I break down this strategy, if you haven't yet, subscribe for more content like this, where I basically just break down all the things that I know that got our brand to millions of dollars per year and got us our silver Shopify bag, landed us on the Inc. 5000, and basically just a whole bunch of stuff that most of those other like brand scalers or any of the content creators out there trying to sell you some sort of high ticket package on brand scaling knows absolutely zero about. Most of them aren't actually scaling e-commerce brands or clothing brands at all. They're just making all their money from selling people on the dream of scaling their brand. So we're not about that on my channel, so I'm going to give it to you straight, and let's get into it. So what's changed? Because obviously if you're here to try and revive your brand's ad account, that means there's been some sort of change that messed things up, because, if it was doing well before and it's not now, what happened? What's been happening is that Andromeda has changed the way that you need to run your ad account as far as the structure and the amount of content that you need to be putting out. Now, the old way of doing it is with micro testing your creatives. So like you would have a core part of your video or creative, and then you would test just like the hook. You test like 3 or 5 or 10 hooks, right? And then the rest of the video would be the same. With how things are now, the new strategy with Andromeda is you need to macro test. So anything that you want to test now, when you have a new video, it has to be entirely different, an entirely new angle, an entirely different setting, an entirely different model, an entirely different script if you're scripting stuff, right? Everything needs to be different. There's no micro testing anymore, okay? Now, the old way was also audience training, okay? Meta now knows exactly who you need to be served to, so long as you give it enough creative. You don't need to test audiences or train different audiences to Meta. You don't need to do it anymore. Unless you're like at a very micro budget, there's different ways that you manipulate, the way that Meta's working under $50 a day, which I have videos on that. I can link that in here somewhere. But you're not audience training anymore for the most part. Instead, you're going to be creative flooding, which is like putting in as much creative as possible into the system so that Meta has a bunch of material to work with to serve to people. Because it knows what people like to watch. You just need to give that to Meta for it to serve to the people. And then lastly, you used to run multiple ad sets and multiple campaigns. Now it's literally just like a single ad set and a single campaign. That's it. And from here, I'm going to show you the exact like game plan that you should have in order to revive your ad account, because you have material in there that's good. You still have ads in there that were good at one point. And so I'm going to show you how you can use those and use your competitors to your advantage, start reviving that ad account. And so before I get into that, if you want to work one-on-one with me to actually create this and do this with your clothing brand, you can click the link that's in my description and work directly one-on-one with me. There's a couple of options in there, but if you want to work one-on-one with me, go ahead and join my 30-day mentorship program, and we'll actually get to work on just building this type of stuff out for your brand. Now, let's get into the actual meat of this training. The game plan is right here. What you want to do is capture all of those old winners that you have from your previous campaigns, your previous time on Meta ads, right? Number one is identify those old winners. You're going to go into your Meta ads account and you're going to literally just go maximum time frame and just find all of the individual ads and creatives that did well, like that had a good, cost per purchase, right? You're going to take all of those and you're going to just make note of them, save them, download them, whatever you have to do. Just get them in like a folder somewhere where you have all of those old winners. And then number 2, you're going to create a brand new campaign with all of those creatives. New campaign. You're not using an old one. You're doing a brand new campaign with all of those winners. One ad set, one campaign, sales objective with just all of those creatives. And then number 3, you're going to want to follow the ad campaign builder that I have right here to create more content and flood that new campaign with more and more content. That's the whole point of this, is to take your old winners, get them starting to produce again, hopefully, just by restructuring the way that you have your ad account. And then we're going to add more and more content in there. And so what I have here is just this is basically just a classic like e-commerce meta ads kind of spread here. This is what pretty much every e-commerce brand does. This isn't just, clothing brands, where they get all of the different topics and they match them with a format. And so say you have specific feature angles that you want to go with. I'm going to actually grab my pen real quick. Say they have like specific feature angles that they want to go with. Like say your hoodie has like horns on the hood or something. I don't know what it is, right? Whatever it ends up being. You take that feature angle and you create a UGC style video with it, it could be like an unboxing or something like that, right? Or a get ready with me, right? Then you're going to do a iPhone video of some sort where it's just like showing the product, right, from your iPhone. Then you can do a high production video. Maybe there's models and like a whole set, right? Then you can do a talking head where you explain it, right? Why you did it. iPhone images is another one, high production images. You see where I'm getting at, where it's like you take your topic, which is your feature angles, and then you do all of the individual formats for it so that for that one specific angle, you're getting all of these different pieces of content for it, right? Same thing with special offers. For clothing brands, it's a really big thing where you can do like buy one, get one 50% off or something like that. And you do the UGC style where it's like a get ready with me or an unboxing. Then you can do the iPhone video again, the high production video, and you add your special offer onto it instead of just the angles. You can do storytelling. Obviously, storytelling is an amazing way of building your brand. And I talk about that at length in my boot camp, actually, my free boot camp that you can get. And, you can do storytelling in UGC format, iPhone video, all that's talking head, all that type of stuff, right? And obviously founders ads, all of those things. What I'm trying to get at here is like maybe some of these topics and these formats don't mix together, but the whole point is to just get creative with all of the different things that you can pull out about your clothing brand and match those with different formats so that you can consistently come out with new content. And of course, taking a look at your competitors like meta ads library and all that type of stuff can really help. As well as I have a pro tip down here. You make an effort to do partnership ads with micro creators that are in your niche. And I actually have a training. I'll put it right here if I remember. And you can just follow what I say there for partnership ads. That's also a really good way to make content. But the main thing that I want to push forward, as I wrap this video up, is you want to flood your ad account with as much content as possible. That is the number one thing that you need to be doing with Andromeda, is just content. And that's really the main thing. So if you want help with me one-on-one to do this with your brand, all you have to do is click the link in the description below and you can join my 30-day mentorship program where I just literally sit with you and do this one-on-one. Now, if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you actually are notified when these videos come out, because I put them out multiple times a week. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it really informative and it helped you revive your meta ad account for your brand. And that's that. I'll see you in other videos, and thank you for watching this one.